What is up? What is up? What is up? Once again, you are on with the Black Comic Lords, and it is time for our top picks for new and upcoming comics for this week. With me is our guest host, C-Bizzle, in the building.
What up, though?
Joining us again. Thank you for blessing us again, my friend.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Hey, man, it's our honor to have you. So let's get into it.
Mhm.
Did you read books from last week?
Yes, some of the books are. I read some of the books that came out last week, and I'm starting to catch up on my backlog of books.
All right. It's always, I mean, look, I constantly, when I do these videos, always have a stack of books next to me of stuff I've
Yeah,
got to read. It's a
you can't see
struggle.
mine. Mine's behind me as well.
The struggle's real. The
Yes,
struggle's 100% real.
yeah.
You're trying to like, you love the hobby.
Hmm.
You want to keep up with the books, and then you got life. You got, unfortunately, have to work. You got to do
Yeah.
things, and yeah, adulting is hard.
The adulting is very hard.
Adulting is very hard. So, what's up to everybody in the chat? Derek, what's up?
Hey, Derek.
Gordon, thank you for being here.
Hmm.
Gordon's mad excited about being about Blade
Oh
coming out.
yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. All right, so let's get into it. As always, if you want to see uh, new and upcoming books, so we're going to focus first on the new books coming out this week, and then we'll take a commercial break, and then we'll check out the upcoming books for pre-orders for FOC for the week of August. I think it's August 23rd.
Yep.
Um, so what we do is we go to our account on League of Comic Geek. You go to the website, search for Black Comic Lords, and you pull up this page. And then you go to our pull list.
Hmm. And you can also follow them on that same website.
See, now you're saying stuff I didn't even know.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
just followed you guys. Yeah.
cool. So first up, my man, my favorite hero,
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
favorite comic,
Hmm.
Black Panther #2 comes out.
Yes.
Black Panther 1 was a dope issue.
I thoroughly enjoyed that book. Dr.
Not
Eve
that
Ewing did great.
not that it was very difficult for her to do better than the last run. The bar has been lowered so much.
Yeah.
Literally, she could have slept her way through this first issue and done and made fans happy. But
Yes.
despite the low bar, she definitely exceeded that bar and did a good job setting
Yes.
up T'Challa in this new scenario where
Hmm.
he's in Burning T'Chaka, the city of his father. He
Hmm.
is Poe Man T'Challa.
Yes.
No throne, not a bunch of
Now,
tech, no support.
is this the first time Marvel has visited this particular town?
This particular city,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 'Cause I
We've
don't
only
remember
ever
meeting.
seen this city on maps. We've
Okay.
never ever explored the city. The city that has normally been explored is um, Burning Zana, which is the
Okay.
Golden City, the capital of Wakanda. It's very high tech and
Hmm.
super futuristic and filled with aristocrats and rich people.
Yes.
So it's like the metropolis of Wakanda.
Gotcha.
From what we can gather, um, Eve Ewing is a Chicagoan, a native Chicagoan.
Hmm.
I suspect Burning T'Chaka is the Chicago of Wakanda. And I'm
Nice.
talking like when you're thinking about, based on what we see in the solicits about the story being about gangster families, 5 gangster families, this is like, Al Capone's gangster Chicago part of
Gotcha.
Wakanda. So it's a very
Gotcha.
interesting thing that we haven't seen before in
Yeah,
Wakanda.
I haven't either.
From what we can tell in the solicit, which will go here, who is the mysterious Basin? Now, we were introduced to this character that we see on the screen in the last issue. Her first
Yeah.
appearance is in the last issue.
Correct.
Um, if you want to know more about what Eve Ewing has in store, We managed to do an exclusive interview with her.
Yep.
It's up on our website, blackcomiclords.net, and you can see what she has in store for this book and this run. She described Beza as a thief, an acrobat, very skilled. Um, so we're going to find out more about her, I suspect, in this issue. It says, who is the mysterious Beza? Delve deeper into Wakanda as we and T'Challa have never seen her. No longer in the Golden City, T'Challa goes deep undercover to try to understand the heart of this city that feels it has been forgotten by the Black Panther. And some people aren't happy with the rumors that the Black Panther has been skulking around burning T'Chaka, like that alluring thief Beza. Fortunately, some new allies and familiar faces will remind T'Challa that outcast or no, the Black Panther is never completely alone. So one of the things that we learned in the last run, T'Challa has no allies at this point. The Avengers hate him. His girl done left him, and now she's out with Craig the Coney dude. The only person who's been slightly in his corner is his sister Shuri. Even she's kind of giving him side eye.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what allies he has at this point.
Same here.
It'd be interesting. I mean, he's partnered with a lot of people. He's worked with a lot of different people in the Marvel universe, particularly Black heroes like Luke Cage. Falcon's pissed off at him, so that's not going to work. They're on the Avengers together. I don't see him partner up with Falcon. Maybe Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo. I don't know.
We never know.
See who he's got. Reed Richards was probably still in this corner.
Yeah, but that's not saying much.
That's not saying much. Reed doesn't get much involved in international affairs.
No.
Some good covers here. I mean, I really just like this cover A.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving cover A. And
I'm not too feeling the one with the crown.
Oh no?
Only because it's a European crown and he's a Wakandan king, so that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, that is true.
This cover, this is by Mateus Manahini, who's just one of the hot new cover artists that's been doing a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff for Milestone.
Yeah, that's the Hellfire Gala cover.
The Hellfire Gala color.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one. That's so imagine this. Think about this. This is the Hellfire Gala cover.
Yes.
The Hellfire Gala, it takes place in the X-Men books.
Yes.
Storm might be at the Hellfire Gala. I can imagine T'Challa strolling in looking like this and just looking at Storm as Rich would say, like she's a healthy snack.
Yeah.
That's the look he has on his face right now.
Exactly.
Like you could totally see him being like Uncle Aaron in the Miles Morales movie, talking about, hey.
Exactly.
That's what I see. This Mike Mayhew cover is dope. I mean,
it's pretty good.
Not even an incentive variant.
No, it's not.
Mike Mayhew typically does incentive variants.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's known for. And this is not an incentive variant, but it looks like one.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking about getting, you haven't showed it yet, but it's the next one. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah.
This is the Souza.
Yeah, that cover looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
it has a picture
dope.
of the city behind them, the Panther shield. Like, yes,
that's a dope cover.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for tomorrow.
All right. So next up, we have. Well, let's check out the chat here. Yeah, Bernard Chaka feels that way. Yeah, talking about it being like Chicago.
Yeah.
What's good, everyone? What's up, Pericles? What about Changamyre's son? Man, I'm digging the concept of Changamyre's son. I thought that was a good way to take it.
Yeah.
Changmire was kind of T'Challa's critic in the Coates run, critical of both T'Challa and Wakanda's government, and having his son, who's kind of his own sort of wild card, be T'Challa's ally as he's trying to reanalyze himself, Wakanda, and his role within it. I think that's an interesting literary device.
And I love how when writers get a hold of a new area of a character that we have never seen, and they introduce us to newer characters that we hopefully will see in the future.
Right. Pericles says, as much of a Totoro fan as I am, it may be time for T'Challa to move on. I mean, I'm a diehard Totoro forever, dude. Y'all know
Yeah.
this. They're the couple that could be ruling Black Super Love in all of comics. They're just that powerful a couple. Um, I mean, Storm's got a new boo thing. He may need to explore some other options in the
Yeah.
interim. I
Yeah.
mean, look, in the grand scheme of things, T'Challa's not had that many women in his
No.
life.
No. It's not
I mean,
like
we're talking like five, I
yeah.
think at best. I think he's had at most five.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. All right, so let's go to the next book, hot book, another book that
Mm-hmm.
starts with B from Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Blade.
Yes.
Shout out to Gordon,
Yes.
who's excited about this book.
I am too.
This book's got some dope covers. I mean, just
Yes.
look at the cover A is fine. I mean, I'll even
Yes.
zoom in here, man. Let's zoom in and take a look at these. The cover A by itself is dope
Yeah.
because it's kind of like recreating that scene from the first Blade movie where he's surrounded by the vampires that are all covered in blood.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I got a
Let's leave this
couple
list.
of these.
You're gonna get a couple of these.
Yeah, I got a couple of them in my pull box waiting for me.
Marvel's slickest vampire hunter returns in a brand new ongoing by Brian Hill of Killmonger fame and Elena Casagrande, Black Widow. True evil is patient, and a dark ancient power has been simmering quietly for centuries. And when Blade himself is the one to unknowingly unleash it, Marvel's entire supernatural underworld will come out of hiding to demand he handle it, or pay a pound of flesh for his mistakes. Bloodbaths, blackmail, and Blade. You won't want to miss the explosive. Man, I'm excited for this.
Yes.
I'm excited for this run. Look, if you have a Marvel Unlimited account, Brian Hill already released like a prequel story to this.
Yep.
With the same artist. The art is fantastic.
Yes.
Elena Casagrande's art is fantastic. Brian Hill is a dope writer. I mean,
his Killmonger,
huh?
That Killmonger series was fantastic. It was
The
written
Killmonger
beautifully.
sisters. He wrote Black Panther Unconquered. He wrote a series for DC, which is escaping my mind right now. Jeez.
Is it Batman and Outsiders?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Batman and the Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, one of the best runs for Black Lightning I've ever seen. Yep. And it's not even his run. It's like Batman and the Outsiders. And that was one of the best portrayals of Black Lightning I've ever seen was in that run.
Correct.
I'm excited for Brian Hill's take on Blade. This is going to be a dope run. Let's check out these covers. There's a lot of them.
Yes.
We have the 1 in 100 Frank Miller cover. Honestly, I'm not feeling this.
Huh? What'd you say about it?
I'm honestly not feeling this.
Okay, good. I was about to say the fact that it's 1 in 100, like, nah, you can hold that one.
The thing with Frank Miller, with his art, it tends to look better in black and white. I think this cover should have been a black and white cover.
I agree.
I think people would appreciate it more.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know what's going on with the brother's hair right here. What is that?
No. He got that Black Power Ranger style going.
Oh my God. It looks like he's like stuck his finger in a socket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't feeling that, Frank. I'm sorry.
No.
Next up, we got the Carl Andrews.
Yes. That's a nice one.
Not bad. Probably make a nice poster.
Yes.
Next up, you already know who it is just by looking at it. Peach Momoko.
Peach. I have several of hers. Several cover of hers. I like Peach. Sometimes she's a hit and miss cover artist.
She's hit or miss when it comes to black characters.
Yeah.
She's done some really questionable stuff with black characters. The first time she did Blade was on an Avengers run.
Yes.
And Blade looked kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like her Storm version. Huh?
I like her Storm.
Yeah.
that she did for X-Men. That was a good one.
Yeah, she did the Demon Days series, and she had
Hmm.
Storm in that. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
But she can be hit or miss when it comes to black characters.
correct.
There is a blood red blank variant. This is good if you have an artist who you want to do this cover.
That's what I'm
The
thinking
red
about picking it
background.
up. I'm thinking about picking up and drawing a cover for it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
This is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Very basic. White
Mm-hmm.
background, blade looking just dope.
Yep.
Who did this one?
Uh,
Caselli, Marvel
yeah.
Marvel Icon variant. So this is Stefanos Caselli. He's just one of
And
the
it,
best
yeah,
artists out there.
it's not a ratio number either. It's just straight
Nope.
up.
Nope.
Yep.
Oddly enough, the ratio is this Frank Miller book that's not
Yeah.
even all that good.
Yeah. No.
1 in 100. That means someone's going to pay at least $100 for that.
For that one.
That's crazy.
That's the one I got.
I'll take that Caselli one any day. This is my personal favorite.
Yeah, I got that on my LCS. Already has that in my box waiting for me.
This is my personal favorite. This the Christopher negative variant.
I'm trying to get
Negative
his.
space variant.
He has a Miles Morales negative space one. I'm trying to get.
Oh, the one that came out for Ultimate Invasion?
Yep, that exact
I have
one.
that.
Yeah.
I have that here somewhere.
I have it on order, and I'm just waiting for it.
See, this is what I was telling you. I got so many stacks. I can't even point out the variant that I have because I got so many stacks here. But yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous cover.
Let's see what else we got. This is another dope one right here.
Yeah.
This is the Chris Marquez variant.
Yeah, that's a real nice one. I agree.
They spared no expenses on the first covers.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Riley Window Shades variant.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel's done a lot of these Window Shades variants. This one's cool too.
I like that one.
All right. So let's go back to the pull list here and see what's up next. I didn't check to see what people were saying here. Azor B says, too many books trying to make me broke. Bro.
Yeah.
Exhibit A. I feel your pain.
My wallet is mad at me.
Azor Beast, I don't think he's feeling the Frank Miller one too.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a Hellfire Gala Blade cover sometime? Not for this run.
No.
I looked at all the Hellfire Gala ones. There's no Blade one.
And that's a shame too.
Yeah, he said the Marquez one is dope.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out the next one. We have King Spawn.
Yes, sir.
Now you're a Spawn guy, right?
Yep, I'm a King Spawn guy at that.
I can't even tell what's going on in this cover. This cover is not, in my opinion, all that good. What is that?
So
skull? Half a skull.
So what McFarlane does, he'll get one artist and use the same artist for that particular week. So I think Scorch maybe had the same similar artists on the cover, and Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn. They all have like the similar artists.
New York has always been a melting pot of different peoples and cultures, but now it's become a prime destination for some unsavory characters from the wrong side of hell. Spawn thinks it's about time he put a stop to that.
Yeah. Out of all the Spawn books, that's all I collect is just King Spawn.
Here's the other cover.
That's a nice cover.
This cover is by the cover B Francesco Tomaselli. I like this one better.
And it's still $2.99.
Still $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next we have. All right, so here's a dope one.
Yes.
So if you're a Moon Knight fan, I never really grew up as a Moon Knight fan. I always considered him just a white-colored Batman ripoff type thing. Yep, but the last few years, I've started to read more Moon Knight. This current run with Jed MacKay is a dope run.
Yes.
On Moon Knight.
Yes, one of the better Marvel books.
Enjoyed it. Huh?
One of the best Marvel books out right now.
Yeah, it's literally one of the best Marvel books on the shelves right now. Last issue, which came out, I believe, last week, Moon Knight 25 was the first appearance of this woman you see on the cover here,
Yep.
Layla Al-Faori,
Yep.
aka the new Scarlet Scarab.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, the Scarlet Scarab is an Egyptian character, the original Scarlet Scarab that was introduced in Thor, I think it was.
Possibly.
I have it. I just don't
Yeah.
remember the issue, but no, it was Invaders. Sorry, the first Scarab was introduced in the past in the Invaders. The second Scarlet Scarab, his son, was introduced in a Thor comic.
Gotcha.
But Egyptian character, powers that came from a literal Scarlet Scarab,
Mm-hmm.
was able to take on all the invaders and like body these guys. He was incredibly powerful.
Hmm.
I still don't know what her power set is going to be, but this is
Yeah.
this is an interesting thing because she never existed in the comics.
No, just in
For
a
now,
television show, right?
so she was introduced in the Moon Knight television show.
Yeah.
Um, and what's interesting, and one of the reasons it's on this list, as they introduced her, she's like a more melanated version,
Yeah.
to put it like that, than what we saw on the television show.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got like thick curly hair
Mm-hmm.
and a lot browner than she was on the television show.
Exactly.
If you don't believe me, check out Moon Knight 25. I mean, if you can't, you can't tell me she's not black.
Yeah.
So we're gonna claim her.
Yeah, we definitely are.
We're gonna claim her until some artist renders her differently, which always happens.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the best cover for this. This she was introduced in Moon Knight 25. This is her first introduction as the Scarlet Scarab. So if you want the first appearance of the actual Scarlet Scarab, it's in this issue.
Now,
And this
is this
cover,
is this
her
is this
first
cover
cover.
A? Is that
Yeah,
cover
this is
A?
this
Okay.
is cover. No, this is actually a variant. This is the
Oh.
Davi Gal variant.
Oh, okay.
The main cover is this one.
Oh. Dang it, my pocket's already even more mad at me now because I got to
I'm
get both
telling you.
of them.
But of all, because here are all the covers here. Of all of them, I would just get this one. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no reason not to get this one. It's her
that is
first.
true.
It's not only her first appearance in the comic book, it's her first appearance on the cover.
Yeah.
So that's that. Next up, I'm a Star Trek dude, so I will unabashedly plug Star Trek whenever I can. I won't torture you guys. I know not everybody's in Star Trek, but this isn't just Star Trek. This is Star Trek with two black lead characters. My
Yeah.
man Ben Sisko from Deep Space Nine
Mhm.
and the black alien. Yeah, that's the thing. The black Klingon Worf, who's now a
Michael Dorn.
captain. So you got
Yeah.
Captain Sisko and Captain Worf in their own series together.
Yeah.
And this is a crossover series called Day of Blood because Sisko's in the current adjectiveless Star Trek series, and Worf is in the Star Trek Defiant series. And now they have a crossover series called Day of Blood.
Oh, okay.
If you are a Star Trek fan, you should be reading this.
I can't say I'm either or. Like I'm in between Star Trek and Star Wars. So, and the Star Trek I used to watch growing up was Next Generation.
Right. Well, I mean, if you look at this cover here, they've got characters like across the spectrum of all the Star Trek shows.
I see.
I'm talking the original series, Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, even Lower Decks, the cartoon. All those characters are in this comic.
Oh wow!
So I thought that's kind of cool. But let's talk about my read of the week, or probably if not the first, definitely a second runner up for read of the week. Static Shadows of Dakota #5.
Yes,
This book just came out today.
Yes,
I had to read it.
I don't blame you. especially after how issue 4 ended. I wouldn't
Oh
blame you to
man,
read issue 5.
I actually I kind of am not afraid to low key admit that I might have choked up a little bit at the end of issue 4.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to be spoiler, but yes, I highly recommend if you collect this static books, this is the series to collect as well. This, I mean, man, I was speechless at the end of 4.
Four had me shook.
Yeah,
4 had you shook.
yeah.
This was a dope follow up, man. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers,
Okay.
but I will say that by the time you read this issue,
Mm-hmm.
you realize, and I made a post on this today, this character, this villain that
C-Bizzle.
originally appeared in the Static Shock cartoon,
Yeah,
Eben,
yeah,
this dude needs his own series.
yeah.
Um, that's all I will say. This dude needs his own series. Milestone needs to give Eben his own book, even
Now
if it's a limited run.
unfortunately, like there's some comic book shops that do release the DC books on Tuesdays. My particular comic shop only released all the books at one time on Wednesdays, so I
Yeah,
have to wait till tomorrow to pick mine up.
yeah. Definitely put this at the top of your read pile.
Yes.
You won't be disappointed. This was a dope book.
Yeah.
A couple other covers here. This is the Afu Chan cardstock variant.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah. And then there is the incentive variant by our sister,
Oh,
Aletha Martinez, known for
125.
doing Nubia. Look at that cover. I love
Nice.
her art style. She
Yeah,
does just these incredibly bold but very clean lines.
that is nice.
Love Aletha Martinez artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This static season 2, it keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
Season one was great. This one's just even better than season 1. I'm sorry. It has more emotional pull to it.
Pericles says Eben wrecked shop this issue. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What's up, Sierra? Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you here. Zor Beast. So let's move on to our next one. But yeah, that's probably top 2 of reads of the week. Is that Static Shadow of Dakota number 5. Another book. I think this is the final issue of Tower, which is co-written by Cameron Johnson. His picture's not here, but you'll know him as Batwing from the Batwoman television series. That actor is a co-writer on this book.
Oh, okay. Have you read The Tower? Because I haven't.
I've been collecting it. I just haven't got around to reading it because
it's
stacks.
I feel you.
I'll get to it when I get to it. But I have collected it all.
Yeah.
I have thrown my support in there. Now, remember I told you that there were 2 top reads of the week.
Yes.
You just got to pick your personal favorite.
Yes.
But this is definitely, I suspect, I haven't read it yet because it hasn't come out yet, but it comes out tomorrow. I suspect this is going to be the other read of the week, just based on what we saw here in this first issue.
Yeah.
A Vicious Circle by Lee Bermejo. Let me tell you something. This cover art that you see, that's not just cover art. That's what the art on the inside looks. And he changes. All right. So basically, to give you all who are not familiar with the book an idea, 2 assassins traveling through time, altering events in history, trying to get to each other. And the main protagonist is this brother right here. And what's interesting is his art style, Lee Bermejo's art style, actually changes based on what time period they're in. It's just, I can't say enough about it. It's dope book. In this second book, filled cover to cover with some of the most groundbreaking art in present-day comics, the second installment of this enthralling series sees Thacker and Ferris jump from 2090 Copenhagen to 1938 Nazi Germany, as the story leaps backward towards the stunning finale.
Mm.
So that means there's probably only one more issue. Will bitter enemies remain just that, or is there more to their murderous and time-transcending relationship? The hotly anticipated second act of the time-traveling modern masterpiece by artist Lee Bermejo and writer Mattson Tomlinson, perfect for fans of Berserker and Time Before Time, will leave fans breathless.
Now, is the publisher Boom Studios?
This is a Boom Studios book. What did we say last time?
Yes. They don't miss.
Boom don't miss.
Like,
they're not afraid to do black characters, and they always do black characters right.
They always, yes. From Dark Blood, Eve, we can go on and on.
Here's some other covers by them. I'm just going with cover A. There's no reason to go beyond cover A for me personally.
Yeah.
But this is cover B by Marcellus.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our main protagonist guy dressed as a knight.
Mm-hmm.
And here is 1 in 15 incentive La Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
This is not bad.
No.
There's a lot of action here.
Yeah.
I literally hear this dinosaur screaming when I see this. That's a dope picture, honestly. This is the Inhook Lee 1 in 25 incentive variant.
Yeah,
Inhook Lee. Remember the story that it takes place in 1938 Nazi Germany. So I guess this is wrong.
Yeah, Inhook Lee, his artwork is always, his covers are always amazing.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So those are, I think, is it everything? Yes, one last one.
Yeah. The best X-Men
I almost messed up. X-Men Red.
Yes.
One of Marvel's top books.
Yes.
Definitely Marvel's top 5 books.
Yes.
Consistently since it's come out.
The best X-Men book out.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Literally not even close. This is the best X-Men book on the shelves.
Yeah, hands down.
Says she's back. Genesis once again walks the island she ruled for millennia with the Annihilation staff in her hand. But what is in her heart? Is the return of the mother of Arakko to be celebrated or feared? As the fall of X closes and the Great Ring must decide or risk their own fall from grace. This is, let's call this what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 black queens going at it.
Yeah.
Genesis and Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting for the future of Arakko.
Yeah. This is part of the event Fall of X. And it started off in X-Men Red.
Azor Beast asked, how long ago did the first issue come out? I think he's referring to A Vicious Circle. Man, it's been
a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. I want to say it. Hold on. Let me
if you go to Vicious Circle.
Yeah, if I go back, I can tell you right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So A Vicious Circle came out, previous issue.
See, this website is so amazing.
December 14th.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been like 7 months.
A long while. We didn't put the long in front of while.
When you're paying $9.99 for a book, yeah, it's gonna take 7 months.
Yeah.
The only other cover for this X-Men Red 13,
yes,
I put in here was my boy Sunspot.
Yes, I agree.
Because Sunspot is black.
Yep.
Contrary to popular opinion. I like the fact that they gave him his melanin back, because sometimes he's been very light-skinned.
Yep.
As he's been portrayed.
Yep.
So that's nice to see him.
Yeah, that I'm telling y'all, that I highly recommend X-Men Red. If you're not reading it, I don't know what X-Men book you read.
And boom!
Oh.
Dion with the super chat. Thank you very much, fam.
We
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we have this.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was the trash. Don't be hitting on me.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Dion. Every bit helps. I promise you.
Exactly.
I wish I could say I'm pocketing this money, but it goes for paying for all this stuff you see here. So we appreciate it. Thank you, brother. All right. So with that, we are going to take a quick break. Those are all of your books of this week. I hope you found something. There's got to be something in everything that we just talked about that strikes your fancy. There's got to be something. I hate when people say there's nothing for me to read. There's lots of stuff for you to read.
Yeah.
We just went through a whole list of it. Just go to your LCS and support. But more importantly, it's important to pre-order your comics. And that's what our next segment's going to be about. Want to know why it's important? Here's the reason why.
Comics are different. Those things cannot be returned if they do not sell. Okay, so that means that if they buy 10 copies of Monica Rambeau Photon and nobody buys it, they eat that money. And your local comic shop is, the margins are very thin, right? Times are hard for everybody. And so what that means is that it gives comic shop owners incentive to be very risk averse, right? And so you could order a bunch of Batman and you know that every month people are going to come in and buy Batman. It's often characters of color, new characters, lesser known characters where they're like, I don't know, this could be good, but if I put this on my shelves and people don't buy it, I lose money. And I'm sympathetic to that. That's a real assessment that they have to make. So the way that we avoid that is you go in and you pre-order. So Paul goes in 3 months before the comic set comes out and says, hello, I would like to pre-order Monica Rambeau Photon #1. I'm not going to wait till it comes out. I'm telling you now that I want it. And at that point, they're like, okay, let me go ahead and order this. And in the comics world, that is the sale that counts. By the time you come into a store and purchase a comic book, that sale does not count. I know it is ridiculous. It is very silly. That is the way it is. The sale that counts is when the store orders it from the distributor. That is what they are counting. And so what that means is that when you go in and you pre-order things, it actually gives that store confidence. Like, okay, Paul said Paul's going to be back and spend his $5 on this book. So we're good. If we order this one, we know it's going to sell and we can pay our rent. We're not going to be eating this cost this month. The best thing to do is your subscription or your pull list where you go in and you say, I want you to put these in every month for me, right? And then they will set that aside in a box.
Message.
So as we've said, pre-ordering is mad important, and that's what we're going to talk about now. We have upcoming pre-order comics for the week of August 23rd. Your FOC, your final order cutoff, is this Friday, the 21st of July. So make sure you contact your LCS. If there's anything on this list that you want, pre-order it. It lets your LCS, more importantly, it lets the publishers know, hey, I dig this book, I dig this artist, I dig this writer, I dig this character, I dig this book, and I need you to make more of this. When we complain, hey, why did my book get canceled? Why don't we have more of what I like? It's because you got to pre-order the books. It comes down to just economics. It's as simple as that.
Yep. And that way you guarantee that you'll get the book that you're looking for.
And you get the book that you want. And on top of it all, here's the other economic factor. When you pre-order your book, most LCSs will give you a discount.
Yes, sir.
The one that I pre-order my books from, I get up to 35% off.
Oh.
When you collect this many comic books, getting 35% off of that is kind of a big deal.
I need to shop at your LCS.
We'll talk.
That's a great deal.
We'll talk afterwards. But you can always go to Things from Another World. Go to our blackcomiclords.net website. click on the Things from Another World link. They have a pre-order section. They give you 30% off. And when you do that, you also actually help the Black Comic Lords because they'll actually give us a little something for you ordering from our website, through our website.
Nice.
So if you can't afford to do a super chat, but you want to pre-order some books, pre-order it through the link on the blackcomiclords.net website, and you'll actually be helping us out, and it doesn't cost you a dime extra to do so. In fact, you'll actually save money by doing it that way.
Nice.
So let's check out this list. Going back to our League of Comic Book Geek website profile. This is for the week of August 23rd, 2003. Who's back on our list? My man T'Challa.
Yep.
I didn't say the Black Panther. I said my man T'Challa.
Yep.
It used to be you say Black Panther, T'Challa is synonymous, but now it's kind of crazy.
Not so much.
But reading the solicit for this issue, as you can see in that first issue, the first cover, Deathlock is on the cover. And he was kind of teased in the first issue, if you read the first issue.
Yep.
Deathlock's new target, T'Challa. The 5 crime families that rule burning T'Chaka have heard the rumors that the Black Panther is lurking in the shadows. So they bring in a hired gun to help protect their interests. The cyborg assassin known as Deathlock.
Yes.
Some of these covers haven't been released yet. There's a Manahini variant again. We just talked about him, Mateus Manahini. The dude's a beast, as someone said in the chat. There's the Bertram variant. I'm not really feeling this one as much.
Yeah, I can see why.
Not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Christopher Allen, who is the artist on the interior, has a Stormbreakers variant.
I really want to see that one.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it hasn't been released yet. But I tell you what, as we talk about pre-orders, for me personally, I've noticed that here's what I do.
Okay.
If I have a scenario like this, you got 4 covers. The first one's a cool cover, get that. This one, I'm not really feeling. Don't get that. But then you've got these 2 mystery ones. I can tell you from my own experience, you usually want to look at the artist. If it's an artist that you like, and you see that the cover hasn't come out yet, it's probably going to be a really dope cover.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you from experience. Usually because the reason it's taking so long, it hasn't been released yet, is that they're putting in some extra work. It's a dope cover. So when you're doing your pre-orders, it may behoove you to go ahead and pre-order this book blind, even though you don't see it, because you can anticipate rolling the dice. It's going to be a dope cover.
Yeah.
And guess what? Because the cover hasn't been released and we're coming really close to the FOC, it's going to be a very, very limited ordered cover by LCSs. Because no one sees it. No one's going to order something they haven't seen. It's not going to be a highly ordered cover. So when it does come out and it's just blazing hot, you'll be one of the few people having that cover pre-ordered at a discount because no one else ordered it.
Exactly.
Pro tip.
Message.
All right. Next book. Catfight. I don't know if you've read this book. Have you read this book?
I have not read this book, but I heard some good things about it, but I have not read it. And I know some IDW publishing.
I have read the first issue. The second one just came out this past week. I haven't read it yet. But the first issue was dope, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Art was fine. The basic premise is a master thief. Think of it as To Catch a Thief meets Gambit.
Oh, okay.
That's basically the premise. This dude is a master thief. He's from a family of thieves, and there's this bad guy in the shadows who's trying to use him through his family to get him to do some major job for them. So he's trying to outwit. It's like part espionage, part adventure, part, slick thief flick type thing.
Okay.
It's a unique thing. You don't see a story like this that often.
Yeah.
From it being unique by itself, I kind of dig it. I like stuff that's unique.
Who's the writer for it?
That's a good question. Let's take a look. Writer is Andrew Wheeler.
Okay.
And art by Ilias Chrysias. Variant cover by Joshua Swaby.
There you go.
He did this cover right here, the 1 in 25 incentive.
Okay, that is a nice cover.
Yeah, Swaby does a good job. I actually got some artwork signed by him. I don't know. You can't see it. It's way up there.
Okay.
3 posters that he signed at the last MegaCon 2 years ago. Let's see. Let's go back.
I'll go back one and then go back. Yeah.
Okay, now the website doesn't want to work. This is what I was afraid of. There we go. There we go. Other book is Creed, the Next Round, number 3. If you are a fan of the Creed movie series, this is actually a pretty dope book. If you're a fan of the Creed movie series, you should like the book.
Boom Studios, once again.
And what does Boom Studios do?
Yep. They don't miss.
They don't miss. I'm checking out the comments here. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm like running the show and like doing the comments at the same time. You know, I need to have Dr. Wizard help me out. Azor B says, and probably not Miles since he got back control. Austin has a question. Paul, have you had a chance to purchase Marvel Legends comic book version of the Monica Rambeau figure? Austin, it's me. Of course I did. That's like an obvious question, bro. Of course I did. In fact, I bought the Marvel Legends one with Doctor Doom, and I also pre-ordered the one from the movie, the version from the movies that's coming out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're both up for sale at on the Hasbro website.
I need to go there because all I have is the Funko Pop of Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, which one?
Oh, let me show you. It's right behind me.
The WandaVision one or the?
I got it for a steal for $10. It is.
Oh, okay. I have that one too. It's it's all the way at the top up there.
Yeah, I got it for, like I said, I got it off of eBay for $10.
That's a steal.
That is a steal.
That's beyond a steal.
I quickly, when I said quickly hit that submit button, yes, purchase.
Wow.
That's $10 with shipping.
That's you committed a felony on that one, dude.
Oh yeah.
Sierra says Rich was talking about this book. Yeah, the Creed book was good. Yeah. Creed book was good. Good, very good. What is the cutoff to order number 3 of Creed? All these books we're talking about right now, Sierra, that the final order cutoff is this Friday. In some stores, it may be as far as Sunday. But basically, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the cutoff for these books we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. She says she has the Funko too.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Funko.
All right, so next one. So here's some other covers for the Creed book.
That's nice.
Here's one with just Michael B. Jordan wearing his Pops shorts, trunks, I should say. That one's done by Valentine Delandro, the artist who just finished his run on Silver Surfer Ghostlight with John Jennings.
Yep, I have that set.
The 1 in 10 incentive is by Chris Allen.
Okay.
Who's usually known, you don't see him do a lot of art because he usually does a lot of coloring.
Yeah.
He's a big famous colorist, which is why this is so vibrant.
Yeah.
But he also does art. A lot of people don't realize. That's nice.
That is nice.
I really like this 1 in 25.
That one? That 1 in 25 one? Nice. Yeah.
This is done by, did it say Green? This is Sanford Green.
That's what?
Yeah, it's a Sanford Green.
What?
Yes,
That
sir.
is nice.
Yeah,
Damn it, my pocketbook. Oh,
that's
wait,
gonna be a hot one.
that's August 23rd. Okay, I'll put some money aside for that one.
That's gonna be. I gonna have to do an
Yeah.
internet search and see if I can find that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is nice, real nice.
yeah, gotta get that Sanford Green one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this other series called Exorcists Never Die. I was unfamiliar with this until I was preparing for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're better than me because I have never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it. Basically, it's these two characters, Sid Miller and Ellen Blair. Ellen Blair, I guess, is the sister that you see here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're basically like you know that show Warrior Nun on
Yeah.
Netflix. They're kind
Yeah.
of like that.
Oh, okay.
They're representatives of the church who are warriors and they're fighting demons.
Oh,
So
I
they're
can
like
stand behind that.
demon fighters.
Yeah.
So that's what this series is about.
I might have to wait for the trade paperback to catch up.
Yeah, that's on issue. That's issue 5. I'm surprised I hadn't
Yeah.
seen it before now.
Yeah.
I think this is the you know what it is. I think this is the first cover where she is solo and very prominently displayed. So I didn't even realize there was a black person in this book.
Gotcha.
But
That
yeah,
makes sense.
she's part of a tandem that are some demon hunters.
Okay.
This next book is an indie book by a company I've never heard of called Keen Spot.
Never heard of them.
Again, Hollowed number 4. Let's see what this one's about. I think this might have been kind of the same. City of Good Neighbors may need to change its motto. Detectives Tyler and Vasquez. So Detective Tyler is the sister over here you see on the left, having their strings pulled for something or someone as they hunt down the butcher from carving up affluent males in Buffalo, New York. This issue marks the end of the first arc and the beginning of Sylvia and Oren's master plan will finally be revealed. You're not going to want to miss this explosive new issue. It's written by a writer by the name of Darius Johnson, who I've never heard of before.
No. If they have his picture up there, you can click on it.
No, I just looked at it. There's no picture.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It lists his name, but he doesn't have a cover picture listed.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Hollowed, number 4. Haven't heard of it, but it's there.
Yeah.
Now we just talked about Moon Knight, right?
Yes.
And the fact that Layla Fourie, who I'm claiming is black,
yes,
is in this new series called Moon Knight: City of the Dead. Now check out these two covers.
Yes.
Can you see that? Or can you see that clearly enough? Or I need to blow that up.
You may need to blow up just a little bit for our people. Yeah. Especially that second cover.
This second cover. This is the one I want to point out. That's her right there. You see her with behind Moon Knight. That's cool.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a. If you look at this right here, and let me go to the solicit so I can read this to you. It says, tearing through the city of the dead on his quest to rescue a young runaway, Moon Knight must grapple with his past when he returns to an unlikely source of aid, Layla E. Fowley, a.k.a. the Scarlet Scarab. But when Mark Spector is faced with a murderer's row of dead supervillains whom he helped put in the ground, can even the fist of Khonshu defy the gods long enough to survive? Who is the Jackal Knight? Now, here's what I want to point out. You have this cat-like figure right here to the right. And let's look at this other cover right here.
Yes.
You have another Black Panther-looking figure.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got Scarlet Scarab here. You've got the crocodile god. What is it called? Amaret from the television show.
Yeah.
But this book is called City of the Dead. What is, in addition to being King of Wakanda, what's T'Challa's other title?
King of the Dead.
King of the Dead.
Yep. I remember that.
So why is Bast? It looks like Bast.
It does.
On the cover of this book. We know that Bast and Khonshu are siblings. So I am curious if there is also some type of Black Panther connection or Wakanda connection here.
That's all.
Just curious. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just curious.
That's why it's pre-ordered, and
That's
I'll
why
make
it's
sure I get
pre-ordered.
it. Yep.
That's why it's pre-ordered. I would just get the second cover right here, just me
Yeah.
personally, because it's got,
Yeah.
Bossed on the cover.
And she's even darker on the second cover.
You see what I'm saying?
Just want to point that out.
She getting darker and darker, right? In the book, in the Moon Knight number 25, she's hella dark. She is brown. She's brown number 5.
I'm just saying she's almost my complexion.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Austin says, great Paul, it's all good. I have the Monica Rambeau figure set as well. That's great.
Nice.
Sierra was feeling cover D. I think she was referring to probably the Creed run.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to Planet of the Apes, Marvel book.
Yes.
Reason it's on here, I'm not a Planet of the Apes guy, but I know a lot of you are. David Walker is writing this run. My boy Rich says he's read it. He says it's actually a really good read, especially if you're a Planet of the Apes fan. And the artwork's not bad either.
I mean, I watched the movies, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm not a Planet of the Apes guy, so I can't really say anything.
When I say I watched the movies, I mean I watched them when they not in the theaters. I watched them at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Advent Comics. Shout out to Tony Cottrell, who we interviewed. Has their, I don't know if you want to call it a crossover. I guess it's kind of a crossover book. Regulators number 2. Now, I missed Regulators number 1. I'm trying to figure out how I missed Regulators number 1 because we interviewed him. He mentioned this book, and I didn't even know the book even dropped. So I've got to backtrack and find Regulators 1.
Yeah.
But this is his crossover series of all the most powerful characters in the Advent Comics universe. Starting with his boy right here, Titan, who you see there. So that's up. That's up for as well. Let's read the solicit for that. Mystic has gathered Earth's greatest heroes to save him from the clutches of evil sorcerer and the cauldron. The heroes head to the realm of magic to launch a rescue, but can they survive the journey and stop the quest to conquer our universe? It's written by Tony Cottrell himself and art by Greg LaRocque. So, yeah. And as we said before, or I said before, I'm a big Star Trek fan. My man, Ben Sisko is the head of this book.
Yeah.
He's the lead in this book. So that's why I have it on this list. Storm number 4.
Yes.
Now, look, I understand everybody. I understand that I'm doing the pre-orders.
Yes.
And I'm going through all the books. Some of them, the ones I personally like, I tell you. I'm going to go through all the books. Some of them I'm not necessarily feeling.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with y'all, you know I always be honest with y'all. I ain't feeling the Storm story.
Oh, no?
My tea. I'm not.
Oh, wow.
Not feeling it.
This is my shock face.
It's a throwback story, retroactive story to a time period that for me had a lot of questionable things in Storm's life. And I don't need to see that rehashed. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to rephrase it, reframe it, and explain it, retcon it to an extent. But when I heard they were making a Storm series, I want a Storm series set in present day.
I can feel that.
That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a Storm now because she's hell of a lot more powerful, both in terms of her power set and her position now than she was back then.
So what this story is based upon, she wasn't even considered an Omega mutant yet, correct?
No, not at that time. No, they had no inkling she was Omega.
Okay.
So it's there, but I can't really tell you much beyond that.
I'm getting it because I'm a completionist.
Yeah.
So I have to get it because only 5 issues, so I'm definitely going to continue on with it.
Austin asked me, have you heard about the Marvel Legends, the 70s version Luke Cage figure that may be coming out soon, and possibly Patriot rumor has it? Well, there was already a Marvel Legends 70s version of Luke Cage. That's existed for a while. That's been out for a while. So if they're making another one, then that's cool. But there's already been one.
Probably a more updated version, maybe. I'm not sure.
I guess. But Patriot's new.
Yeah.
But the question is, which Patriot, Austin?
I was about to say that. Yeah. Which Patriot?
Which Patriot is it?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Eli Bradley?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we talking about what's his name? Sean Lucas, I think his name is.
So
don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Victory number 3. This is a book that's also written by David Walker in that whole Vampirella universe, done by Dynamite Studios.
Dynamite's been pretty good too.
Vampire type alien character. I don't know much about Vampirella, honestly, but the book's there. It's written by David Walker. There's some other covers here, but I didn't think it would necessarily be something that I felt would be appropriate to have in a show that could possibly have children.
I agree.
So I'm going to skip those covers, but these are the more, acceptable covers.
If y'all want to see those covers, you go right to the website.
Go check out the website.
Yeah.
So that's it. Those are new comics for this week and pre-orders for the week of August 23rd, but the final order cut off for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Any final words you got, C-Bizzle?
Couple of things. I want to say, well, 2 things mainly. Pre-order. I think I said it 4 times. Still, pre-order.
That's 4 times. That was very good. That was a very good comment.
Yes.
So with that, we appreciate you all being with us. Don't go broke buying these comics.
Please
as Tamiko says, don't pay your rent money to get these comics. Buy the comics, read the comics, enjoy the comics, enjoy the hobby.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next time. Oh, we have one final comment here.
Oh.
This would be an updated 70s version that Hasbro is making, is what Austin said.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
Of Luke Cage.
Well, good.
Okay.
Good. All right. So we'll see you guys next time. Peace.